So we come to the second part of light middleweight history. You were finished on 22nd of February 1992. Terry Norris wins in the 9th round. Referee stops the fight against Carl Daniels. Referee stops the fight in the 9th round. Carl Daniels from the US in San Diego. And we've got May the 9th, 1992. Terry Norris wins in the 4th round. Referee stops the fight against Mallett from the US in Las Vegas, Nevada. February 20th, 1993. Terry Norris wins in the 2nd round. Referee stops the fight against Morris Blocker from the US in Mexico City, Mexico. Then June the 19th, 1993. Terry Norris wins in the 3rd round by retirement against Troy Walters from Australia in San Diego, California. September the 10th, 1993, Terry Norris wins in the 1st round against Joe Gatti from the US by referee stopping the fight in San Antonio, Texas. Then we got December the 18th, 1993, Simon Brown from Jamaica wins by KO in the 4th round against Terry Norris in Pueblo, Mexico. Then January the 29th, 1994, Simon Brown wins on points over 12 rounds against Troy Walters in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then May the 7th, 1997, Terry Norris wins on points again against Simon Brown over 12 rounds in Las Vegas, Nevada. So that's 2 lots gone the distance on the trot for Terry Norris. And then we had that sequence of fights with Luis Santana. So we got November the 12th, 1994, Luis Santana wins by disqualification in the 5th round against Terry Norris in Mexico City, Mexico. I think it was like low blows, but there's a few, there's 2 disqualifications actually. But again, April the 8th, 1995, Luis Santana wins again on disqualification against Terry Norris. It's in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then Terry Norris finally gets his revenge against Luis Santana. August the 19th, 1995, Terry Norris wins in the 2nd round, referee stopping the fight against Luis Santana, Las Vegas, Nevada. September the 16th, 1995, Terry Norris wins in the 9th round, referee stopping the fight against David Gonzalez from the US in Las Vegas. December the 16th, 1995, Terry Norris wins on points over 12 rounds against Paul Vaden from the US in Philadelphia. Norris retains his WBC title and won Vaden's IBF title. So we carry on here with this one, WBC. So we got December the 6th, 1997, Keith Mullins from the US wins in the 9th round, referee stopping the fight against Terry Norris, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Then March the 14th, 1998, Keith Mullins wins in the 5th round, referee stopping the fight against David Carlant from Italy in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Then January 29th, 1999, Javier Castillejo from Spain wins on points over 12 rounds against Keith Mullins from Madrid, Spain. May the 15th, 1999, Javier Castillejo wins in the 4th round, referee stopping the fight against Humberto Aranda, I think that's from Croatia, in Madrid, Spain. And then September the 10th, 1999, Javier Castillejo wins in the 7th round, referee stopping the fight against Paolo Roberto from Sweden, Madrid, Spain. December the 17th, 1999, Javier Castillejo wins in the 7th round, referee stops the fight against Mikael Rask from Denmark. That's in Madrid, Spain. Then July 21st, 2000, Javier Castillejo wins on points over 12 rounds against Tony Marshall from the US in Madrid, Spain. October 21st, 2000, Javier Castillejo wins in the 4th round, referee stopping the fight, against Javier Martinez from Spain in Mexico City, Mexico. Then June 23rd, 2001, Oscar De La Hoya from the US wins on points over 12 rounds against Javier Castillejo in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then De La Hoya then fought a WBC and WBA unification fight with Fernando Vargas on September 14th, 2002. And from there, the WBA title, 7th of June, 1975, Jae-do Yoo from Korea wins on KO in the 7th round against Koichi Wajima from Japan. That was in Kayak Yushu, Spain. November 11th, 1975, Jae-do Yoo wins in 6th round, referee stops the fight, against Masahiro Masaki from Japan in Shizuoka, Japan. February 17th, 1976, same year as the Montreal Olympics, Koji Wajima wins in the 15th round by KO against Jae-do Yoo from Korea in Tokyo, Japan. Then May the 18th, 1976, Jose Duran from Spain wins by KO in the 14th round against Koichi Wajima in Tokyo, Spain. October the 8th, 1976, Miguel Angel Castellini from Argentina wins on points over 15 rounds against Jose Duran from Madrid, Spain. Then March the 5th, 1977, Eddie Gazo from Nicaragua wins on points at over 15 rounds against Miguel Angel Castellini in Managua, Nicaragua. June 7th, 1977, Eddie Gazo wins 11th round, referee stops the fight against Koichi Wajima in Tokyo, Japan. September 13th, 1977, Eddie Gazo wins on points over 15 rounds against Kenji Shibata from Japan. Kenji Shibata from Japan, that was in Tokyo, Japan. Then we got so Eddie Gazo wins over Koichi Wajima in Tokyo, Japan. Then we got September 13th, 1977. Eddie Gazo wins on points over 15 rounds against Kenji Shibata from Japan in Tokyo, Japan. Then we got December the 18th, 1977, Eddie Gazo from Nicaragua wins over 15 rounds against Chi Gin Lim from Korea in so we got Eddie Gazo wins over 15 rounds against Chi Gin Lim from Korea in Incheon, Korea. Then we got August the 9th, 1978, Masashi Kudo from Japan wins on points over Eddie Gazo in Osaka, Japan. Osaka, Japan there. Just make sure that one. So we got, so let's go back and do that one again. So we've got, go back and do that one just again there. December the 18th, 1977, Eddie Gazo wins on points over Chi Gin Lim from Korea in Incheon, Korea. And then we got August the 9th, 1978. Masashi Kudo from Japan wins on points over 15 rounds against Eddie Gaze. And that's in Akita, Japan. Then we got December 13th, 1978. Masashi Kudo wins on points over 15 rounds against Hu In-ju from Korea in Osaka, Japan. March the 14th, 1979. Masashi Kudo wins on points over 15 rounds against Manuel 15 rounds points over Manuel Ricardo Gonzalez from Argentina in Tokyo, Japan. And from here, we've got October. Oh no, sorry, to June the 20th. June the 20th, 1979. Masashi Kudo wins. Referee stops the fight against Manuel Ricardo Gonzalez, again from Argentina, in Yokkaichi, Japan. So we've got October the 24th, 1979, Ayab Kaluli from Uganda wins on points. Like I say, had a few different countries he fought in, I'm sure. Ayab Kaluli wins on points over 15 rounds against Masashi Kudo in Akita, Spain. December the 6th, 1979, Ayab Kaluli wins on points over 15 rounds on points against Steve Gregory from the US in Copenhagen, Denmark. And then April the 17th, 1980, Ayab Kaluli wins over 11 rounds by retirement against Emiliano Villa from Colombia in Copenhagen, Denmark. June the 12th, 1980, Ayab Kaluli wins on points over 15 rounds against Marijan Benz from Yugoslavia in Randers, Denmark. September the 6th, 1980, Ayab Kaluli wins on points over 15 rounds against Bushi Beester from South Africa. Bushi Beester from South Africa. That was in Denmark. Aarhus in Denmark. Then June the 25th, 1981. Sugar Ray Leonard wins in the 9th round. Referee stops the fight against Ayab Kaluli in Houston, Texas. In November the 7th, 1981, Tajishi Mihara from Japan wins on points over 15 rounds against Rocky Fratto from the US in Rochester for the vacant WBA title. Lovely. Just going to readjust there. So we got, so Davey Moore, not to be confused with the Davey Moore of the 60s, and that's a sort of sad story, but anyway, Davey Moore was another fighter who died in the 60s, but this is a different Davey Moore. This February 2nd, 1982, Davey Moore from the US wins in the 6th round. Referee stops the fight against Tadashi Mihara from Tokyo, Japan. He didn't have many fights there when he won the title. Davey Moore, quite young up there, really rated prospect, but he stopped his man in 6th round. Referee stops the fight against Tadashi Mihara. That was in Tokyo, Japan. Davey Moore. And then we got April the 26th, 1982. Davey Moore wins in the 5th round. Referee stops the fight in the 5th round. And he fights Charlie Weir from South Africa. Wins by KO in the 5th round. That was in Johannesburg, South Africa. June the 17th, 1982. Davey Moore wins in the 10th round. Referee stopping the fight against Ayab Kaluli, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Then January 29th, 1983, Davey Moore wins by KO in the 4th round against Gary Gooden from the US in Atlantic City, New Jersey. June the 16th, 1983, Roberto Duran wins in the 8th round. Referee stops the fight against Davey Moore in New York. Not a great, a bit of a black eye for boxing that night. Had the Resto fight on the same bill, Resto v Billy Collins, and they found he was using something in his gloves, a plaster of Paris in his gloves. Yeah, and then look, not quite a sad story after. With Billy Collins, but again this night, out of all the matches I watched, this is one of the worst beatings I've actually seen. I think it ruined Davey Moore really. Roberto Duran really put a beating on Davey Moore. I think it should have been stopped earlier, but it was one of them fights. It was just, but anyway, New York. That was. I digress. So that was June 1984. Duran relinquishes the title to challenge Tommy Hearns for the WBC version. Now, October 19th, 1984, Michael McCallum from Jamaica wins on points over 15 rounds against Sean Mannion from Ireland in New York. Remember seeing that fight for the vacant title? December the 1st, 1984, Mike McCallum wins in the 14th round, referee stopping the fight, against Luigi Michello from Italy. That was in Milan, Italy. Then you've got July the 28th, 1985, Michael McCallum wins in the 8th round against David Braxton from the US in Miami, Florida. Then August the 23rd, 1984, Michael McCallum wins in the 2nd round, referee stopping the fight in the 2nd round against Julian Jackson from the Virgin Isles in Miami, Florida. October the 25th, 1986, Michael McCallum wins in the 9th round, referee stopping the fight against Sayed Skouma from Algeria, as in Paris, France. In 1987, Michael McCallum wins in the 10th round, referee stopping the fight against Milton McCory from the US in Phoenix, Arizona. Michael McCallum moved up to the middleweight division. Then 1988, Julian Jackson wins in the 3rd round, referee stopping the fight against Buster Drayton from the US, Atlantic City, New Jersey. 1989, Julian Jackson wins in the 8th round by KO against Francisco de Jesus from Brazil in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then 1989, Julian Jackson wins in his 2nd round, referee stops the fight against Terry Norris in the US, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Julian Jackson moved up to the middleweight division also. So 1991, Gilbert Deal from France wins in his 7th round, referee stopping the fight against Carlos Elliott from the US in Pointe-Pitre Guard for the vacant title. Lovely. So Gilbert Deal. So we got Gilbert Deal again. May the 5th, 1991, Gilbert Dell wins on points over 12 rounds against Jun Suk Kwon from Korea. That was in Paris, France. That's Jun Suk Kwon from Korea, Paris, France. Then we've got October the 3rd, 1991, Vinny Pazienza wins against Gilbert Dell, referee stopping the fight in the 12th round against Vinny Pazienza. Stepping up a couple of weights there. He come back from a neck injury, Vinny Pazienza, the Tasmanian Devil there. So that was October 3rd, 1991. Vinny Pazienza from the US wins, referee stopping the fight against Gilbert Dell in Providence. Vinny Pazienza relinquishes the title, trained by Kevin Rooney, and the Divas at different times. But anyway, it's Vinny Pazienza. December 21st, 1992, Julio Cesar Vasquez from Argentina wins in the 1st round against Hitoshi Kamiyama from Japan in Buenos Aires, Argentina for the vacant title. Then April the 24th, 1993, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins on points over 12 rounds against Javier Castellejos from Spain in Madrid, Spain. July the 10th, 1993, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins on points over 12 rounds against Alejandro Aguito from Venezuela, 12 rounds points, in Tucumán, Argentina. Then August 21st, 1993, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins on points over 12 rounds against the Olympian Aaron Davis from the US in Monte Carlo, Monaco. January 22nd, 1994, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins on points over 12 rounds against John Medina Padilla from Spain in Alma-Ata, Kazakhstan, that was. March the 4th, 1994, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins in the second round, referee stopping the fight, against Armand Picard from the Philippines in Las Vegas, Nevada. August the 8th, 1994, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins on points over 12 rounds. It's Ricardo Nunez from Argentina, Tucumán, Argentina. May 21st, 1994, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins in 10th round, referee stopping the fight, against Ahmet Dutchiov in Russia, Belfast, Northern Ireland. August the 21st, 1994, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins on points over 12 rounds against Ronald Winky Wright from the US in Saint-Jean-de-Luz, France. November 11th, 1994, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins on points over 12 rounds against Tony Marshall from the US in Tucumán, Argentina. Then we got March the 4th, 1995, Pernell Whitaker wins on points over 12 rounds against Julio Cesar Vasquez in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Pernell Whitaker relinquishes the title the day after winning. And then we got June 16th, 1995, Carl Daniels from the US wins on points over 12 rounds against Julio Cesar Green from the US in Lyon, France for the vacant title. December the 16th, 1995, Julio Cesar Vasquez wins the 11th round, referee stopping the fight, against Carl Daniels, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we've got the IBF title. Again, we start at the beginning. So March 11th, 1984, Mark Medal wins in the 5th round, referee stopping the fight, against Earl Hargrove from the US, Atlantic City, New Jersey for the vacant title. Then November the 2nd, 1984, Carlos Santos wins on points over 15 rounds against Mark Medal in New York City. June the 1st, 1985, Carlos Santos wins on points over Louis Acaris from France, 15 rounds on points in Paris, France. Then February 1986, IBF withdrew recognition from Santos for failure to defend against Davey Moore. So we've got June the 4th, 1986, Buster Drayton wins on points over 15 rounds against Carlos Santos in East Rutherford, New Jersey for the vacant title. I'm going to leave it there. Bang.